listening to the Street Cat Sisters, a weekly entertainment podcast.
What up, Street Cat Gang? And this is episode 3. We're storming through high school and college. As always, I'm Boo.
And I'm Jess. And we are the Street Cat Sisters.
High school was interesting to say the least.
For you, maybe.
Well, yeah. It really was a hit and miss through everything in high school. So
High school, you absolutely shined and came into yourself. So take it away.
Well, I right before, I was a freshman in high school, all I wanted to do was play football. And I was wanting to sign up for the freshman football because at that point it was still a game to me. I still love it. And I just wanted to take it to the next level because I did play football in the 8th grade. So, and that's what I wanted to do in high school was play. But our father, on the other hand, had other thoughts about it.
I think he was trying to keep you safe.
Well, yeah, that's what he said. Because all the boys that were playing at that point, they're going out for scholarships to play in college, and everyone knew it was just a game for me, and because I was still having fun, still doing my own thing with it, I would. And boys at that age are getting stronger and stronger, where with my anatomy, I was not.
No, we don't get very much bigger than this, Boo.
I mean, there are strong women out there. Don't get me wrong. But
we are not them. Not physically strong, at least.
yeah, I mean, women in our family were strong emotionally, but I like to eat as well, so I wasn't going to gain much body strength at that point. And I think it was, I guess, Dad seeing that he didn't think I would take it and run with it the way I did, about him not wanting me to play, because one way or another, my thoughts was, I'm going to be on that field one way or another. You're not going to stop me.
I was already on the field with the marching band, and our brother was playing football, so we had those two covered.
What else do you find on a football field that I could cover?
You could always be a cheerleader.
Well, yeah, and I actually did, but in my own sorts of sense of making it my own, in a way. The high school we went to, now there's one thing that growing up that I always adored. Growing up, I wanted to be a mascot at Disney World. That was my, okay, I've made it kind of thing. I always wanted to be Pooh Bear at Disney World. So I always had that in the back of my mind of, is it possible to ever be a mascot? Not at the high school we went to, because we didn't have a program like that.
Until you started.
Yeah. It pretty much fell into my lap. Fall of '06, actually, of, okay, this is my time, I'm going to take it. And I had come up with an idea of the mascot program there at the high school we attended, and I completely ran with it, researching how we lined up with the University of Miami and how we lined up with the same mascot, and even the school grounds of having the fountain out front lined up to the University of Miami. So there was a lot of research, a lot of phone calls that went into it.
And you got to be a bird.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone knows the lore of Storm, it was, there was me and this other girl that did it. I was not alone on doing it. Was I upset? No. No, I was just, as always, I was just happy to be there and doing my thing of being Storm. And ended up doing it fall of '06, spring of '07, and fall of '07, and spring of '08. A total of 2 years of doing it, of being Storm. And I ended up actually, funny story, I ended up going to cheer camp. Do you remember that?
I remember you going to cheer camp, but I bet I have better stories from my time at band camp.
Oh, can I
No,
hear?
we're not talking about that. Nope, nope.
Can we hear about your band
Nope.
camp stories? Because as much as I would love to talk about cheer camp, I would love to hear about band camp stories
Nope.
from you. Do you have any interesting band stories for us? One time at band camp.
Yeah, we're not getting into that.
Do you remember me going to cheerleading camp at UT?
I do.
It was honestly the funnest weekend I've had. It was school related because imagine me surrounded by 300 different cheerleaders, 7 other mascots, getting training from the University of Tennessee mascots, and hanging out with Smokey, the dog. Growing up a sports fan, it was awesome to be around Smokey the dog, even at that point. But yeah, our high school life was pretty cool. I mean,
That's when I started getting into church really heavy, and
I was turning more and more gay.
that's just growing up.
Yeah, well, do you like every weekend we had the entire youth group at the house?
And when we play, where we would play like hide and seek in the woods, and we grew up pretty wholesome.
Yeah, we had the friends. We had, it was at the same time that our parents were divorcing, and
Oh yeah, that did happen while we were in high school, didn't it? I was 16. The perfect age to go through something traumatic.
character development.
God, is that what character development?
Nothing like in this life is bad now. It is now being referred to as character development.
I'm referring to these first 3 episodes as our lore and our tragic backstory.
Our tragic backstory
No.
lore, the lore of the
Possrack,
Possrack gang.
street cats.
So yeah, high school is when mom and dad divorced. So, yeah, we end up staying with mom.
And you just became more extroverted as we grew up, as I became more introverted. Like in high school, I was completely invisible, and I'm okay with that. Like I've come to terms with it, and I hold no grudges or anything from high school, because I made myself so invisible.
Yeah, and in high school, I think it was more of okay, people start to know who I am.
Everybody knows who you are, and that was like the beginning of your legacy with Storm, and that's how it started. That's how Morristown became introduced to you. Look at that.
I mean, I figured playing football for boys team here in town would get me my own lore, but I actually had someone in high school approach me and tell me that she's afraid of me because she knew I played football. And it's like, okay, look, I cry super easy. I cry super easily, so please don't be afraid of me. I'm a teddy bear, so please don't judge me just because of the meanness that I had on the football field. There it was two different sides of me that even you could say that I had. Football me and just boo boo are two different people.
I just know you as you. Like I don't know any. You've always been the tougher sister. I was the bookworm, the fragile one, and you were the bigger sister, even though I was the older one.
I mean, you were always the logic to mine. You always gave me the logic side of everything, and I was the unhinged, um, yeah, let's just do it kind of person.
You're
Yeah,
the spontaneous. I am the methodical.
yeah. I was not afraid of doing anything, and I tried to talk you into doing more spontaneous kind of stuff.
I'm doing a podcast with you. What more do you want?
I want you to have my name tattooed on you.
Nope, we're not doing that. I already got the possum and the raccoon tattoo. We're leaving it at that.
I want more.
You are so needy.
I am needy.
You basically live here. Well, after high school and into college, that's when I regressed into like video games and hid in World of Warcraft for like years.
And I was always out doing stuff with friends. You know, every Friday night I was out to football games. I was always going to different like parties and stuff with friends and hanging out with them to the point where I was getting my name out there. Of okay, this everyone knew me at that point. You know, of okay, this is Boo Boo, the fun-loving psychic that everyone got used to, and no one really knew who you were. I hate to say it, but
Well, yeah, no, during after high school and into after college, I really disappeared like for years. But then I started a family, and I was a stay-at-home mom, so I was able to disappear even further. Like nobody knew I existed anymore.
yeah, but I knew who you were. I always look forward to those weekends, especially before we really started doing our things. You and I went to Nashville with Rhea, and I had the time of my life just because the fact that I was with you. I mean, a lot of people don't see that. Uh, I always did it because you didn't. I tried to impress my sister of doing that. Of if I could get into your good graces again because of
Always been in my good graces.
not
You've
always.
always no. I will no. I will say you have always been in my good graces because you have always been an ally for me growing up. You were my confidant, you were my best friend, you were the like you never left me out of anything if you could help it. So
No,
and
because I
we
knew
had
I
each
saw that when we were growing up, you really did disappear. Everyone didn't know that I had a sister.
when I started my first real job as a single parent, somebody came to me and said, "Are do you know Boo?" and and their brother, and I said, yeah, yeah, I do. I'm their older sister." And they were like, "Whoa, we didn't know they had a sister." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, how invisible I made myself."
Yeah, and it was always fun to get you out of the house because you turned to World of Warcraft so much, and you did end up starting your family so soon. Not like
No, I
so
was
soon.
like 24, but no, I was very sheltered, and I didn't leave, and I didn't have that rebellious phase.
My entire life has been a rebellious
Exactly.
stage.
I had you. I didn't need to do it for myself. So I was like, I'll be the responsible one, and I'll get a husband and get kids, and then end up single and having two kids by myself.
And
And
while I was over here, um, being the wild child, not to the point of the law having to get involved. I played it safe because of our mother and our father. Uh, their life teachings of there's a fine line between having fun and being illegal about things. So I wanted to stay safe
we
and
grew up wholesome. We
yeah,
did.
I mean, got through a lot in our growing up. We did go through a lot, but if
This
there
is
was
entertainment podcast. Don't
if
forget,
there's one thing that we always turned to was the family, and
was each other.
had fun with each other. Because a lot of times that's all we had.
Is each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it didn't matter what we were going through or where we were going. I always had you.
Of all the trips that mom took us out to Arkansas, you, me, and our brother, and right before mom and dad split is when you met your current husband.
Oh yeah, we'll have to get into that because I grew into myself. I think after becoming a mom, but then it took me still a few years after that to find myself, and I would say I've only figured it out in the last couple of years. So I can't wait.
Trying to pull you out, I think, really helped.
I had to break my own shell.
Yeah, you had to do it on your own. No matter, it took me years to actually get you out to do things, but you had to do it on your own.
I did, and I did it. I ended up finally doing it and putting myself out there. I think I was just so afraid of failure that it was easier to not do anything. That way I couldn't fail. And I can't be a failure if you don't do anything, if you don't try.
Yeah, and I think on the other side of that, you have to fail. in life to grow. And if that shows anything in my life, I fail a lot, but as long as, I fully believe fall down 6, stand up 7 kind of thing. You stand up. After each time you fall, you have to come out first. And you have to try first.
You get on these weird, like, inspirational tangents.
It's all life.
Is that normal for you? I thought this was an entertainment podcast, not a.
Do you want me to start?
Do
you want me to start making fun of you because I can?
I'd like to see you try.
Oh, I won't, because the glares I get that y'all are not able to see, I get so many glares.
It's the mother stare.
Yeah, I get mother stares. I keep telling her, "Don't mother me," but you still do it.
I've done it your entire life. I'm not stopping now.
No. But yeah, it's you did the mom thing where I still tried to figure out what I wanted in this life, and that's why I tried so many things of who I am as a person.
I'm jealous of you in that aspect, that you got to really try and find your niche in this world, your place, your passion.
Well, that's the main difference, I think, between you and me, is I never had that calling to be a mom.
Well, not just that. I just have this terrible fear of failure where you are never afraid to try.
Yeah, I'm not afraid to fail because I know there's always... I'm lucky enough to get another chance on things. So it's
just how you live your life.
Yeah, it's okay, that failed, let's go to a different thing and let's try it.
Even though we grew up completely identical in every aspect. I think that's the biggest thing that separates the difference between you and me, is that I have anxiety.
And I have autism.
No.
No, it's you're scared to disappoint people.
I am.
And I'm not afraid to disappoint people at all. It's just, if people are disappointed in me,
you haven't been paying attention.
You haven't been paying attention.
That's a really cool way of looking at it, though.
I'm not here to impress other people. You are. You're such a daddy's girl.
I'm a people pleaser. I'm learning now not to be. I'm that's why I'm no longer I dance in public. You will rarely see me in public where I am not going to dance. Ask my kids.
Yeah, you live to embarrass your kids, and I'm here to embarrass my mother. I'm sorry, Mom. I love you.
But I think there's a once I kind of came to terms with myself just more recently in the last few years, the shame kind of goes away, because this is just I now feel like I'm here and you're gonna like it or not, and I guess that's how you've always been.
Yeah, because I'm here and I'm queer. So
no.
You're going to find out real quick. But yeah, I've always been the in your face kind of person, but yeah, now it's I've eased back, because you're going to get used to me either way. I'm going to show you within the few minutes I'm
100% genuine.
Yeah. And I'm not afraid to show you, okay, the who I am as a person. You're going to see it. But you, on the other hand, have always been
walls. Yeah. All walls, 100% of the time. Turtling.
You're a small little turtle.
I'm going into my shell now. Okay, bye.
Bye.
No, and you're right. And now I've learned to become my own person, and I'm excited now, and things are changing, and this podcast is my first way of like putting myself out there, because I'm kind of funny. I think I'm kind of funny.
I can't do this podcast alone, and I know you can't do it alone because we feed off of each other, but a lot of people don't understand that there's always two sides to it. Yeah, you and I are funny together, but we do get deep into the trenches. I don't think there was anyone else that got deep into the trenches as much as you and I did with each other. There's no one else that I fought with as hard as I did with you. You know, I always fought with you. But turn around, if anyone else tried to fight with you, they had to
go through you because I wasn't gonna fight.
Yeah.
Like they had to go through you because I'm not that person. Now, bye.
And
Help!
I come galloping like the little pit bull that I am. You know, I'm not afraid to tell people how it is. You know, and then you're always behind me telling me, "Hey, calm it down." No, I can't. You know, these people out here are not calmed down. They're people around us are not afraid to tell it how it is. So why should we stop just because we're women? You know, why should
That just took a weird turn.
why should we stop to be modest, you know, and who we are? So I'm here to give you rabies.
No, you're not. Please, no more biting people.
Okay, that stops. But yeah, speaking of, do you remember our first, like, with the armored, I call them my armored possums. You remember seeing an armadillo for the first time?
The dogs had trapped it under the shed porch in Arkansas.
But yeah, you end up
doing the whole first comes baby, then comes. Oh wait, got that. That's like I did the first comes marriage, then comes baby carriage, then comes second baby, then divorce, then divorce.
I didn't know that was like how it went.
It does. It goes that way sometimes. It'd be that way sometimes. It's just okay, which is okay.
Yeah, and I was over there doing my thing, and then I got a dog. You know, that was my. I remember Mom telling me, my other two ones gave me grandbabies. When is it your turn to give me grandbabies? And that's how I ended up giving Mom Charlie, my dude, my dog.
I guess we can say his name.
Yeah, Charlie's not going to care.
I'm not saying mine. My children's
your dog?
my children's names.
Yeah.
But I have 3. I have a 10-year-old, a 9-year-old, and a almost 3-year-old.
Yeah, by the time this posts, it'll be a 3-year-old. Gosh. But and then I have the 6-year-old dog, who is my dude.
Life has gotten even crazier, I think, now that we're adults, which is strange. You think once you become adults, the adventures stop, but for us, they just continue to happen.
I think when we all became adults, our adventures turned to a higher gear because we're doing more now than I think we did during our childhood, because we did the childhood thing, but now we're going out, doing more, experiencing this life more, because we're doing different shows and different experiences,
different concerts, different conventions,
and wrestling.
Which we definitely are going to get into at our next episode. Our next episode, which we'll get into some of the things that we've been getting into lately. I think we're going to, of course, in October, have our Halloween episodes, but then back to our regularly scheduled Street Cat Sisters opinions.
But definitely be on the lookout for that. We will definitely keep y'all in the loop of what's going on, how this podcast is going, and we definitely want to hear from y'all through the email, through Facebook page.
Remind them what our email is, Dodo.
I don't even know what our email is.
I can't. It's streetcatsisters@gmail.com.
Is it one word?
Yes.
Is there capitalized any letters?
It doesn't matter for emails. It's fine. This can stay.
So, any words capitalized in the Street Cat Sister email?
No.
Any dashes?
No.
Any numbers?
No. No.
Okay, so it's just streetcatsisters@gmail.com. And then be on the lookout for the Facebook page. We will have that up and running soon.
We have some special guests coming.
Ooh, special guests. We will keep you on the loop on who's here and who's not. But we do hope to see y'all back soon.
Thanks again for coming. Again, I'm Jess.
And I'm Boo.
And we are The Street Cat Sisters.